Get ready. Once we get inside, find Kurog and take him down. We need to save as many chiefs as we can.
That's right, sorcerer for the win.
If we move fast, we need to open this gate.
There's no lever. They must have shut it from the other side.
Stand aside and let me work. Get ready to get those people out of there.
Oh, he's gonna flex.
I'll take care of the archers.
Eliminate the clan chiefs!
We've been betrayed. Defend yourselves.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to take him out quite.
And now the last guest has arrived. I'm gonna make you pay for your disappointment.
Come on down here, big boy.
As always, but it doesn't matter. My soldiers are already moving to block the tunnel. But even impressive criminals must pay for their crimes. I'm gonna deal with you personally.
Bring it, bitch. Oh, he brought it.
Bow before the king of the
Oh, dude. This is legit.
We trusted you.
You didn't trust shit, bitch. You lied to me.
Kurog, no! I will sacrifice my life so that you may live.
Sacrifice all you want, crazy lady. He's going down. Oh, we gotta take her down. Burn, bitch, burn. Oh, is that scripted?
No! I demand a blood price for my mother's death.
Oh, he just full on to the lay on hands. He's like, my rage.
I will end you.
Oh, he's gonna do it again?
Mother, grant me your power. May the fires of your forge engulf the traitor. Burn in the fire of the forge, mother.
I may need to get out of that. I don't know what part of that is dangerous. That was cool, man. Burn, baby, burn. That's right, Panda. That was cool. That was a cool fight.
Valiantly, bravely. Maybe the best display of martial skill I've ever seen. I just wish we weren't forced to become kingslayers.
Hail to the king, baby.
Kurog and his mother are dead, but look at the price he made us pay.
What price?
The murdered chiefs. But they're just the tip of Malekith's tusk. More orcs will die as they fight to take control of their clans. All the while ignoring the approach of winter and the coming starvation. I've seen enough death for 2 lifetimes.
So you're saying we should have left him on power?
No. Kurog went from good intentions to madness faster than a hawker swallows a bucket of fish. Killing him was the right thing to do. In the end, he left us no choice.
So why does his death bother you so much?
How could it not? Once Kurog was like a brother to me. He was a great orc, a visionary, before his mother corrupted him. But I've become as gloomy as a drunken dark elf on a rainy day. must be because Kurog won, despite everything we did.
How so?
Please, enough talk. I want to be alone for a while. Think about what happened here and what has to happen next. Meet me back at the keep. May your path to the Ashen Forge be lit with the braziers of courage. My one-time played brother.
The clans. You earned their respect by what you did in there. Follow me. I can lead you back to the keep. The path should be safe. Just stay close and follow me.
Alright, he's gonna lead me back. As the title of the stream and the category of the stream suggest, this is in fact, yes, Elder Scrolls Online. I congratulate you on your powers of observation. That of a grade school child. Hang on. You, sir, have won our first Simple Jack Award of the day. Yes, we're playing Elder Scrolls Online.
You're just in time. We finished clearing out the Vosh-Rock and the remaining chiefs are waiting for me to address them. But word of Kurog's
thought
death
this
is
was
spreading through the
Skyrim.
city like wildfire.
Wait, are you playing
And
Fallout
more people
again?
will react to the news.
Wait, no, this is Star Wars! Are the Voskar really defeated?
Not completely. I'm sure there are still pockets of deluded cultists hiding throughout the countryside. We'll deal with them eventually. Right now, I need to figure
Star
out what to do with the
Wars!
clans that lost their chiefs. And with this...
This is
gap
Lego
in the
World, that's
city,
right. That's right, Panda. It's not, this is Legos, man.
Kurog dreamed of a united Orcimer nation. Of all Orc clans
This is
standing
Horizon
shoulder to shoulder
Elder
as
Scrolls
equals with the
Online.
other races.
Horizon Elder
Despite
Scrolls.
everything that happened,
Horizon
I
Rothgar.
think he's going
That's
to
what this
get
is.
his wish.
How did Kurog
It
win?
will all become clear in time. Right now, I need to talk to the chiefs. Figure out how we're going to stabilize the clans without the need for more death and destruction. If you're up to it, I
Alright.
have one more favor to ask.
Rothgar Zeroton.
You came to Rothgar to help Kurog unite our people and rebuild this great city. Despite how we got here, you accomplished everything the king asked of you. Now I have a request. If you're willing to provide one more service to the orcs. This last favor is of a more personal nature. I want to give Kurog a proper funeral, to honor him for the warrior and leader he was, and not the crazed despot he turned out to be.
Alright.
I do. Kurog was my friend once, and he was a great orc before his ambition got the better of him. Besides, the people need to know the whole truth, the good as well as the bad. A traditional orc
Somebody asked me
requiem
about
is just what we need to get
the Game
past
Awards.
this.
I mean, it's in a few days. I'm not going to live stream it, I don't think. I might. You never know. But I will definitely be looking forward to... We're getting a new trailer for Exodus. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully a release date would be cool. I don't think they're going to give us a release date, though. It would be really cool if they did. We're going to get a new trailer for Exodus. I would hope for a Starfield DLC announcement. Although, you never know. We're going to get a new Tomb Raider trailer for the upcoming Tomb Raider. And I'm hopeful that we also get... I don't think we're going to get anything related to, like... Elder Scrolls Online. That would be cool. But I know at the very least we're getting the Exodus trailer, and it would be really cool if Larian Studios did like a surprise announcement of whatever one of their next projects is. So those are the only things, like, I could give two shits about Game of the Year, because I don't care. I don't care. My Game of the Year is never what the masses say the game of the year is. Like, I don't. I only care about the new game announcements. That's it. That's the only thing I care about from the Game Awards. I don't actually care about the Game Awards. I care about the trailers for next year, because that allows me to plan out what I'm going to be playing next year. Because here's the thing, I already have to navigate March. There are 4 new releases happening in March that I want to play. All of them within like a week of each other. I can't. I'm going to have to prioritize and pick the ones that I want to play in the order that I want to play them, because we have the James Bond, we have Crimson Desert, we have that retro Blade Runner game that we saw the other day, and then there's also Solus. All happening within like a week. It's
Take
nuts.
these notes and deliver them. Everyone should be somewhere in the city.
Replaced. Yeah, that one.
Make them listen to you. On your way back, after you've delivered the letters, stop by the King's Corner Club. Speak to the barkeep and get a bottle of Kurog's favorite
Yeah, Replaced
ale.
does look super fun. All right, I will be back momentarily.
I've had enough.
Yeah, there's also the whatever that statue in the desert. Oh, I left my coffee in the kitchen. Hang on. that was I had to say good morning to everybody. My sister-in-law stayed the night again because her car's still in the shop. That's her birthday today, so I had to go say happy birthday, and then they brought sweetbread home last night, so I had to get some sweetbread with my coffee. And I've got some chambarete that is thawing out, and here in about 30 minutes I need to go take a roughly 10-minute AFK to, I got to get everything into the slow cooker. So maybe maybe as soon as I wrap up this storyline, I'll go do that, actually. Because I need to get everything cooking for lunch. Correct, I think it's another reboot of Tomb Raider, yep. Something to tie into the show. It would be really cool if they could get like the same actors to do this kind of stuff. Like, they've got this young actor who just played a young Dexter. He's coming and he's going to be playing the new James Bond. And it's a really young version of Bond. And I look at that and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if they also did like a young Bond TV series and tied the video game into the TV series? And they have this guy on a 5-year contract, so he makes 2 video games and 3 seasons of a TV show, and they all tie in together. That would be fucking dope. Which they kind of tried to do with Defiance, the TV show, and the Defiance MMO.
And I'm in the mood to throw someone into the river. So walk away before we find out if you can swim. Oh, really? I was certain the old bastard had forgotten his battle companions. In our day, we cut a bloody path across elsewhere in High Rock. But why'd Bosrog send you?
To deliver this letter.
A letter? For me? My companion should be along at any moment. Wait until he finds out Bosrog is a chief now. A chief with his own private messenger. He'll plop a brick.
I hope you're not giving that poor messenger a hard time, Israel. I hope Bizra hasn't been giving you a hard time. She can't. Let me see that. Interesting. Kurog's dead, and Bosrog wants to throw him a traditional Orsimer. I don't know Chief Bosrog, but I was well acquainted with Bosrog the Butcher.
There we go. All right. Yeah, it's like when he's like a very young agent, fresh kind of like recruit going on his like first missions. I think it's a very interesting part of the character that we've never seen before, because we're right. Every time we've ever seen him on film, he's in his mid-30s or later. And you know, he's already established in his ways. Even the Daniel Craig era started him off early in his career, but he wasn't young. You know, he'd already been doing missions for a long time.
I'm glad to see
That was just his first
courses through your body.
00 mission.
I'd be extremely out of sorts if you turned up dead. Not everyone has the luxury to run off on an adventure whenever the mood takes them. A letter? How intriguing. What?
Okay. Something else is inside. I've liked, yeah, that's another good franchise that I can look at and say I wasn't alive when those original films came out, but I have watched all of those films over the years, and I really appreciate that every actor gets a take at the wheel.
I'm glad you're here. Saves me the trouble of finding you. Before I return to the Somerset Isles, I want to thank you for not killing me back at the Vashrak Temple.
You're welcome.
The High Priestess was an inspiration. Her legacy will live on.
Well, before you
In
go,
our
the chief wanted me to give you
What's
this.
A funeral? And I'm invited?
Dun, 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 dun. I wonder why it's leading me. Because all doors go to Orsinium, right?
I don't think you should be here. I don't want any more trouble. No, I don't want anything. Not from you, not from Chief Bosrog. I just want me and my father to be left alone.
Can you at least look at the letter?
You just won't take no for an answer. Oh, all right, let me see that. A funeral? For the king? And the chief wants me to attend? I'd be honored. I wonder if I have time to get a nice dress.
You're gonna need it. I mean, yes, you'll have plenty of time. I mean, there have been a lot of shows that have done a good job, Allie, but I will agree that, like, Fallout is the first... I feel like Fallout is the first adaptation of a video game that has gone on to be exceptionally commercially accepted and universally acclaimed, and has shown that, yeah, you can definitely make this work. But it does require a combination of elements. Like, it needs a big budget. It can't be a low budget indie shit. It needs the creative people to be involved, not as consultants, but like involved in show development. Like if you can make all those things happen, there is magic waiting in the wings. I gotta remember that I'm not invulnerable to fall damage in this game. I haven't even watched the Sonic trilogy, but yeah, those have been extremely successful as well. And who knew? Like, who knew that you could take a little 2D character and make a successful film franchise? Because they've tried it with Mario Brothers over the years and have never managed to pull it off. But it worked with Sonic.
I'm going to miss this place. The temple has become a more
I mean,
somber place
even the
since
Mortal
death of
Kombat
the
franchise
High Priestess.
has managed to somehow
Sogra was a good woman. She cared
reboot
about
like
our
every
people
10 years,
and hoped
and
to
they're
spread
never
Trinimax's word.
that great.
I know she also considered you to be her friend.
But they're entertaining. But yeah, I mean, Fallout has been just commercially successful, critically successful. It's got a big budget. It's not cheesy. They've hit all the right notes. I can't really think of any other franchises, like any other video games that have done it.
The temple is going to be rededicated to Malakath now the king... What's this? A funeral? For Kurog? I'd be honored to represent Solgra and the temple at this solemn event. Not because I have any love for the Mad King, but because I see Bosrog's wisdom. The city needs to heal. I'll do what I can to help with that.
Alright, we have one more. She is somewhere above us. Because I'll tell you what, I know a lot of people, myself included, are super excited for the upcoming Mass Effect television series, right? And we have shown that it can be done, and Amazon is the company behind it, so we can see that it has the Fallout potential is there. However, I don't see anybody from the original creative team or writing team associated with that project. I'm sure there's going to be some consulting, but if they want the... And I don't know enough about it yet. Maybe we will get announcements later about who are the BioWare people involved with the Mass Effect TV show. But I need to see the same level of commitment before I'm... I know for a fact that I'm going to enjoy the Mass Effect TV show. There is no hater out there that's going to take that away from me, because I fucking love that franchise. So I am not going into it with a I'm gonna be disappointed in what they produce attitude. I'm going into it with I'm gonna fucking love it. I already love the fact that they're not telling Shepard's story. I love the fact they're doing something standalone, which is what Fallout has done. Fallout is doing a standalone story, so it's not tied to people's perceptions of canon characters. So it allows them the flexibility to tell an original story within that space. Love it. That's a great start. I need to know who from the BioWare team are involved, though. Like, that is going to take my excitement for the show and crank it up to hyped. Because right now I'm just excited. I don't really get hyped for shows. I'm excited for the Fallout, for the BioWare show. I'm excited for the Mass Effect show, but I'm not hyped for the Mass Effect show. Not yet. I am hyped for Stargate because you have the original creators of Stargate on board as creative consultants, and you have someone who is show running who previously worked on multiple series within that Stargate franchise. So they are someone who grew up, knows the lore, knows the characters, has worked on the franchise for many, many years, and is now getting their shot at helming. That is brilliant. Promote from within. I am hyped for the Stargate show. I am not yet hyped for the Mass Effect show. I am excited. I would love to be hyped. Tell me who the BioWare people are who are involved, who are going to be helping guide the story, like Todd Howard and the Bethesda team have been there to guide the story of the Fallout show. Yeah, the la 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 lava chicken, Steve lava chicken, doing alright. My wife, to this day, we saw that movie like 6 months ago, and she'll still randomly be wandering around the house doing the lava lava chicken song, and she has no clue that Jack Black has a band. Like, she's not plugged into pop culture, and she's not, that's like, Tenacious D that's definitely a North American thing. But even she was like, this song is amazing, and it's literally short and funny. She is below somewhere. Like, now you need to go listen to Tenacious D, but as someone who's not a native English speaker, Tenacious D is, like, it's not going to make sense. But yeah, Minecraft, it totally worked as a movie. They did a good job with it. And the funny thing is people like my wife and my sister-in-law, neither of whom have played Minecraft, can still go watch that Minecraft movie and have it be fun and entertaining. And that's when you know something has been successful, when non-gamers can go watch it and be like, yeah, this is awesome, which is what the Fallout show has done. Non-gamers have watched that show and said, wait, what, there's a video game? I could go play a video game? What?
The High Priestess used to study here. Read her books, write her sermons. Now she's gone, and it feels like I've got a hole the size of Eldenroot right in the middle of my chest. Damn right. We won, but the High Priestess died. That's awful, and it makes me so angry. It just isn't fair. But you obviously came here for another reason. Sorry I got so emotional. What's up? A letter? Isn't that how all this trouble started in the first place?
It is true. It all started with a letter.
I might as well see this through to the end. And you'll be there, right? Me and you, once more into the breach. Hopefully without anyone trying to kill us this time.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like, what you and I might define as good is not necessarily what is good from the company's perspective. So, don't get that. That's a hard thing for a lot of people to understand, but, like, if you're looking at charts and graphs and you're seeing that something isn't working and you're in charge of a billion-dollar franchise, it doesn't even have to be a billion-dollar franchise. I can tell you as someone who has managed 25 employees and millions of dollar budget, like the moment you start operating at an enterprise level, you start to have to make decisions that are not the same as when you're one person making decisions in a bubble. Because now suddenly you're making decisions that can affect other people's livelihoods, the profit of the company, if you have legal obligations to investors, legal obligations to other things. Like, there are a lot of complications when it comes to... I'm just going to fast travel down here. I don't want to try to figure out a way down from here. So what's good, like, what's good for the company is not necessarily what's good for the fans. It doesn't always match up, because fans are always going to want more of, like, but it's not necessarily something that's always going to be feasible based on if something's not working. And something might not be working for various reasons. I will say the one thing that is tricky about, and we can all criticize it all we want, but at the end of the day, we're just consumers. We're not in control of things.
Nothing but dry bread and turnip steak.
Disney's lawyers are notorious for being litigious. They just dropped an article, just dropped yesterday actually, talking about the canceled... So, we all know they're working on a reboot of Knights of the Old Republic 1. A few years ago, Knights of the Old Republic 2 was launched onto the Switch. And they're coming out with the Switch 2 version. And as part of that, there was this announcement made that they were going to be including all of the modded DLCs that have been put out by the community over the year into this version of the game that was coming out on the Switch. And at the very last minute, even after 2 years of all this hard work and putting it all together, Disney lawyers came in and said, that can't happen. You're not allowed to release that community modded content because it's not, from a legal's perspective, it hasn't been cleared for all of these reasons. And so it launched without it. A lawsuit occurred because someone went out and said, false advertising, you said it was going to have this, it didn't have this, we're suing you. Asper Media had to go to court, and as a result, all of these documents are made available to the public. This news article just went out yesterday for those of you who haven't read this yet. But this is the perfect example of what we're talking about. Disney lawyers axed the modded content being added to that release, and this has all been revealed now in these public court documents. Hundreds of emails and conversations between the legal teams of LucasArts, Lucasfilms, Disney, Asper Media, and this other party who were handling the mods. When you are managing a multi-billion-dollar franchise, like, there are decisions that have to be made from the perspective of legal, which are not going to match up ever with fans, ever. I can say this as a small-time creator because I have created IPs. I have book series, I have video games that I've done. Like, I've worked on a lot of creative projects over my career. And exploitation of an IP, not exploitation in the negative sense, but exploitation in the sense of, I have this IP, I want to exploit it. This is the legal term for it. I'm exploiting the IP for every possible, I'm going to have a book series, I'm going to have a TV series, I'm going to have a film franchise, I'm going to sell lunchboxes and underwear and bed sheets and action figures and a comic book series and a graphic novel series, and we're going to do an animated show, and we're going to do all of these things, right? When you have to protect your IP, this is the thing, because if you don't protect your IP, what happens is you have some asshole who decides that they're going to have a home kiln in their house, and they're going to make Stormtrooper coffee mugs, right? They're going to make Stormtrooper coffee mugs, and they're going to sell those on Etsy, and they're going to sell them on TikTok, and they're going to sell them on Instagram, and that person might make $1 million selling something that they didn't create. It's not to say they didn't put hard work into creating that object, but they don't own the creative rights to the Stormtrooper. They are robbing someone else of that income. That's literally, and you can argue all you want. Well, it's a big billion-dollar company. They don't need the income. That's not what it's about. You have to understand what is copyright. Copyright defends you. If you, the random incel living in your mom's basement, decide to pick up a guitar and create a track that you then release on SoundCloud, and you want to become an artist and a musician and make money playing the guitar, trust me, you want your rights to be protected so that you and you alone can monetize, monopolize, and exploit that song for the rest of your life, and that you can make a living with that thing. So you should always celebrate when companies are defending their legal trademarks and copyrights, because it helps you, the random schmuck living in your mom's basement, become an artist, become a musician, to become a game developer, to become an author, or a some sort of creative talent who uses their imagination to create things. Because if we didn't have those rights, then if you created something, someone would be able to take your creation, go to their home kiln, make an object using something that you created, and then sell that on Etsy or Instagram or whatever, and make a bunch of money that you should have earned instead when you are the person who created it. So that's why it's never a simple conversation about a company canceling something when the series was good and the fans wanted more. It is always a case of what's good for the brand. And what's good for the brand is watching your bottom lines, making sure that you are, defending against copyright and trademark situations, but also in the case of shows not getting, this is part of that whole conversation, which is when you're managing hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of people and etc., you have to, it's a big picture, man. It's a big picture. That show didn't resonate for whatever reason. There was backlash for whatever reason. And you can cry Kathleen Kennedy until you're blue in the fucking face. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. The way social media has today, we have cancel culture. And cancel culture it's the vigilante mob justice thing, which has been proven throughout the course of history to be a bad way of doing things. That's why vigilantes are not allowed in civilized societies. We don't have vigilante justice in civilized societies. However, cancel culture borders on vigilante justice because you can get a big enough crowd or a loud enough majority who start to make their voices heard, and they can impact a show's success or failure. And we, the actual fans, would love to see more of something, but the company looks at it and goes, you know what? We spent $200 million to make that show. It did not recoup. We would be taking a huge risk to do a second season when the first season did not make it. Look at the Willow TV show. I fucking loved that thing. It was awesome. I got ripped to shreds for reviewing that show on my YouTube channel like 3 years ago. I got called all sorts of horrible trash names. I got called a sellout. I got called horrible names because I liked the Willow show and talked positively about it. And then within 6 months, Disney pulled it off of Disney Plus. Not doing a season 2, not going. And you can say, I don't give a shit if you say that it's trash. That's fine. This is when you have the perfect example of what I'm describing. A show comes out, many people who were fans of the Willow show, a Willow film, also were fans of the show, and we wanted more Willow. But then you have this modern audience who are like, it's woke, it's got a female lead character, and she's a lesbian, and blah. And you have this incel movement that rose up against it, and not enough people watched the show. And then the numbers came in and they said, holy shit, we lost a ton of money making this show Willow. We can't risk that again, so we're just not going to do a second season. So that's the same thing with the Acolyte season 2 or season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett or whatever, you know what I mean? It's never as cut and dry as fans want it to be, because right, as Ali said, there's a big disconnect between fans and business decisions. They automatically are always going to say, it's greed, it's corporate greed. Is it though? Isn't it more realistic that there is a kernel of business decision making at play, which you would know if you actually took an economics class or you paid attention when you were in college or in grade school to simple math. Like, it's not rocket science. You know, you spend $100 million on something, it only brings $20 million in. You look at that and go, well, can I afford to take the 80 billion loss? In some cases, yes, because it's a tax write-off if you're a big enough company. But then it's also like, can we afford to put another $100 million in? Or in the case of Hawkeye. Hawkeye comes out, Jeremy Renner does it. He then has his accident, goes away, recoups from the accident. They go back to Jeremy Renner and say, we'd like to do a season 2, but we're only going to pay you half of the money that we paid you for season 1 because season 1 didn't live up to our expectations. We don't have the budget for season 2 that we had for season 1. We'd like you to do it, but we want you to do it for half the money. And Jeremy Renner went, yeah, fuck off. I'm not asking for more money, but I need you to pay me the same amount that you paid me the first time. Like, I'm not going to take a reduction in pay to keep doing this show. But the numbers came back and showed that Hawkeye did not perform well enough for them to justify spending the same amount of money on a second season of it. That's called business. Like, if I sell pizzas at my restaurant and one day I decide to sell a new type of a pizza and it comes out and it doesn't do well, I'm not going to keep selling that pizza on the menu, right? Oh, the one with William Hurt. William Hurt and why am I blanking on his name? It's like one of his first movie roles. And he's in everything now. He's in Foundation. He was in the Chernobyl show. No, not Gary Oldman. The son of that really famous actor who played... Oh, man, he was a famous Irish actor. I'd have to go look it up on IMDb right now, but anyway. It's not always about corporate greed.
No sad faces. Not in here. A funeral? No one tells me anything.
Right,
I
JK.
came
Businesses
to
want to
this
make
wretched
money?
land because of Kurog. He set me up with this
Yeah, the guy who
tavern,
plays
and
older
I'll
Will
always
Robinson.
Be grateful to him for that. You want the ale? Let's make a deal.
I cannot remember his name off the top of my head.
I'll give you a bottle of Kurog's favorite ale. Thank you.
All right, see
I'll
you at the
have
funeral.
ale delivered.
If I can raise a little gold, I'm on the
Jared
next
Harris, that's who
caravan
I'm thinking of.
to oblivion with this place.
That was a great Lost in Space. Oh, and what's his name? Joey from Friends was in that movie as well. That was a great movie. I watched it 3 or 4 times when it was in the theaters. But yeah, it was not well received. That was not a well received Lost in Space. Gary Oldman is the bad scientist guy.
Old friends, I'm glad to see you. This is very important to me.
I'm just sorry I missed
Thank
all
you
the
for
action.
gathering, everyone.
It looks like you could
It's important that they're all here to see what happens next. We proceed with the funeral. The ceremony is as much about Kurog and the others as it is about the future of the city, of the awesome people. Don't worry. I'm not planning anything as audacious as Kurog. Everyone in the city has a choice to make, but it will be peaceful. Nothing will be forced upon them. No more harm will come to the Orsimer. You have my word on
You remember that you said that because too many people have died because of this.
I can't forget even if I wanted to. Today tests our resolve. We have lost friends, allies, and the one responsible for all this. We've gathered to honor him. Some of you question the wisdom of that, but we need to see the Orsimer in a new light. We need to respect and honor each other. That starts today. Even a good orc can fall prey to ill-conceived notions. We need to bury the past with the king and look to
There is a difference, exactly, Jake.
the outsider.
A pizza that doesn't
Step
make its money
forward.
versus losing millions on a show.
Your
There's a
help
difference.
has been invaluable, and I want you to be a part of this. Please, light the first torch.
I can totally do that.
We ignite these fires to remember Kurog's true goal. Unity for the Orsimer people. Instead, we have clans without chiefs. A city without a king. We will support these people. Guide them. We must look to tomorrow. Outsider, light the second torch. It will burn away the past and guide us to the future. Remember the Kurog who was. Strong, confident. A king who cared about his people. We will carry on that legacy, offering help, but never forcing it upon anyone, much to my regret. The clan chiefs have asked me to take on the mantle of King of the Orsimer. To this request, I have cautiously agreed. We cannot be seen as weak and leaderless to the rest of the world. I shall uphold Kurog's dream, but I will avoid his ambition. We shall stand together as the new Orsinium. Say your farewells, then return to the keep. We must put this darkness behind us. Celebrate a new day.
Talk to King Basrag. Where is he?
I'm glad you're here. How long has it been?
Too long, that's for sure. But we can't all be shield wife to a king.
Thanks for the offer, but I can't. Not after
Your
everything.
courage and resilience in the face of adversity do you honor, my friend. I haven't been king long enough to form an opinion. I hope the crown isn't as heavy as Kurog made it look. You have a place.
What's next
I
for
need
you?
to continue to meet with the clan chiefs and reach out to other influential orcs in the city.
Well, I wish you
We have
well.
and you. Take this. It belonged to Kurog, but you earned it. Your name will never be forgotten by the Orsimer. We will talk of your deeds for generations to come.
Thank you very much. I think that's a wrap on Hrothgar. On the Orsinium DLC, right? As far as like the official storyline
You're
goes.
leaving too? I can't blame you. I really can't stay around here much longer. Not after everything that happened. Not that well, all things considered. When I saw the High Priestess's body just lying on that slab. Look,
Where will you
I'm
go?
not sure. I might return to Valenwood, see my family. I'm kind of
Well, hopefully I meet up with her again in the future. She was a really cool NPC. Preview? That is hideous. I would never wear that with this character. Okay, now I can go to collections, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that should be marked as completed. It is indeed marked as completed. So the next one we have is Thieves Guild. But we're going to start that next time, because we're going to wrap here. I'm going to go get lunch going, go for a run, have some breakfast. I don't think it's muddy. If it's muddy, I might not go for a run, but I need to do some sort of exercise, and it is almost 7 o'clock, so we got a good 3-hour session, and that's good. Later today, more Lord of the Rings Return to Moria is the plan. And I got like 5 great videos during this morning's session, which we will be clipping out and putting up on YouTube. So if you're watching on TikTok, Kick, or Twitch, make sure to get over to YouTube because everything in between is happening over there. And if you're a channel member on YouTube, we dropped a nice 30-minute rambling discussion about our soft goals for 2026, some of the things that we're looking ahead to completing for the year ahead. As we head into my 5th year of full-time content creation. The anniversary is on in February. Stay tuned. See everybody next time.